Hello and welcome to Emergentsoulconversations, the podcast promoting self-love and awareness with the hopes of developing sisterhood and community. We will be discussing concepts that pull on the hearts of today's woman. I'm your host, Karen Elaine, and I will share my life experiences along with inviting others to sit down with me who inspire me and also have a willingness to share their soul's journey. This podcast will give us meaningful and intimate conversations that'll help us create a life by design and not default. If this is your first time listening in, I thank you. Now on till today's episode. Are there times when you've been working so hard to make progress on something or just to get it completed, yet despite your best efforts, it just isn't going well and you feel so frustrated and disappointed? It can be like you're running through mud, using up all your energy, but you're not getting very far. I can count on my fingers and my toes the times that I have experienced things like these. And experiencing these kinds of disappointments can be so stressful, especially when you're running up against a time constraint. It's very easy for you to become totally despondent, and then despair will creep in. The good news is, however, you can get past this. You will get past it just as others have before you. Remember, I say, what happens to you does not define who you are. You know what? The project that you're working on probably isn't the issue. It could be maybe you're in line for a promotion. You thought you would get it, but you didn't. Maybe you're trying to explore the possibilities of completely getting a new career, but after all the effort you've expended, you still have no idea what career would be the best for you. You know what, sis? This is just a part of life. And pretty much everyone has been in this place before. And as I said, some of us has been there many times. When we get into these situations, it's important to find the different ways to move us over, under, around, or through them, and not just to spend a lot of time dwelling on them. To overcome your frustration and disappointment, you only need to spend enough time thinking about your circumstances just to get a good handle on that situation. And then, you know what? You need to take action and create change in the way you're seeing it. That's the fastest and most effective way of changing anything, is to make a decision and take action. Don't spend time mulling over it, dwelling on your past, because that's just going to increase your anxiety, your stress levels, and it's not going to bring about change. When situations like these occur, I want you to consider these actions that others have done in order to make a positive difference in your life. The first thing is to reframe it. Reframe the situation and allow it to take on a new perspective. View that frustration that you're experiencing as a good thing. That might be difficult, but if you look at it as a good thing, that frustration is going to allow you to learn something about it. Look for the lesson, and once you find it, you'll never need to go back and learn that lesson again. Change your routine. Your daily routine has a bigger impact on you and the way things show up in your life than you think. If you find yourself in a mindset that is not supporting you, change your routine. Especially during the pandemic, all of our lives are out of whack, so you need to change your routine. Go for a run, ride your bike, or what I do is I go for a long walk. Doing something different, even going out in the rain, getting close to nature, doing something exhilarating. It's going to change your whole demeanor for the better. And in 60 minutes or less, that challenge that you're wrestling with is going to change also. Seek encouragement and inspiration. Who do you know that can inspire you, encourage you, share your life, and share wisdom with you? We all have or should have at least someone that we can respect, trust, and enjoy talking to, and have an ability to talk over those difficult situations with. I know I've come to find a close network of close friends that I can do that with, and it does make a difference. Oftentimes, just explaining the situation can shine a light on this problem and lend to a solution or a strategy that can resolve a difficult issue. Now, here's one that might not be always simple, but it does make and have the best impact, is adjusting your attitude. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it that matters. Acknowledging that you're in a place of frustration and disappointment, but also acknowledge that you can and will get past it, because what happens to you does not define who you are. There is nothing that's going to be so insurmountable. Start from a viewpoint that a solution is here, it does exist, and you're going to find it. It's how you look at it. Be open. Be open to new ideas. Getting good at anything is easiest done by learning from other people's experiences. And this is one of the reasons that I started this Emergent Soul podcast. It's not just to learn from my experiences, but to have others on my show who will share their life experiences, how they came up with a solution, and how they learned the lesson that has now impacted them to go on. But sharing that information with others to let them know that they too are not alone. Always be open to new ideas, different ways of seeing things, and new attitudes. More often than not, it's not the situation or the circumstance that's the root of the issue either. It's either the way that we're approaching it or the way we're perceiving it. If we can learn someone else's methodology for resolving these issues, don't reinvent the wheel, but follow in their footsteps. And lastly, expect a new and positive outcome. If you adopt a perspective or positive expectancy whereby you know that it doesn't matter what happens and you're absolutely certain that everything is going to work out perfectly, more often than not, it really does. And if you can get this one into your daily affirmations, everything will change for the better. The whole purpose of this message today is to tell you, don't let frustration and disappointment rule over you. Use these tips that I've shared with you this morning, get past them, and move forward toward the future that you want. It's all about creating a life by design and not default. Thank you for listening to this episode of Emergent Soul Conversations. Join me next time to gain more insights on how to live a life by design and not default. If this was your first time tuning into the show, please make sure and hit the subscribe button below and follow me on Instagram at Emergent Soul. Remember, what happens to you does not define you. Your Emergent Soul.